Hello friends and welcome to Technical Shorts with LJ. In today's session, we're going to study about the ascending triangle in the chart patterns. Now the ascending triangle is a continuation pattern and it has two main components. One is the resistance, which is the horizontal resistance, which I have marked in red here, and another is the rising trend line, which I have marked in green here. As you can see, the price is getting rejected by the resistance, supported by the trend line, again rejected by the resistance, supported by the trend line. Eventually the price will break out from the resistance and then go in up move. Now there are two important characteristics of an ascending triangle, or there are two things which will actually qualify this to be ascending triangle. First one is there should be at least two touches to the resistance, as in the resistance should reject the price at least twice. The second is there should be at least two touches to the trending rising trend line, as in the trend line should support the price at least twice. When we have both of these criteria fulfilled, then we this can qualify as an ascending triangle. So this is how a ascending triangle basically looks like, as I showed in the diagram. And then you can see eventually it will break out from the resistance and then move higher. We'll see how to trade an ascending triangle in a few moments, but let's try and understand what is the psychology, or what is the trader psychology behind the ascending triangle. So as you can see at the resistance, most of the traders would be short here or would be selling. So you can see the traders are selling at the resistance, pushing the price down. When it reaches the trend line or the rising trend line, you can see buyers stepping in and they're pushing the price towards the resistance. The sellers are again stepping in, pushing it down. Buyers step in at the trend line, push it up. Eventually the price is going to squeeze. You can see, the price is getting squeezed between this ascending triangle and it will break out. Because this is a bullish pattern, the ascending triangle, the price will break out. Now one thing we have to always understand, as I keep on saying in my previous videos as well. So when we say it is ascending triangle, the price will break out. But this is the probability of the price action moving in the direction based on the fact that this is ascending triangle. One so this is very important that we are trading based on probabilities. It is not always 100% that it is ascending triangle, the price will always break out. No, the price can also break down. But the probability of the price breaking out here will be more than the price breaking down because we have an ascending triangle. And as I said, because this is the trading psychology, and if you refer to my definition of chart patterns in the previous video, I have very well defined and try to portray what exactly the traders are trying to do when they see a chart pattern. If you're not seen my first video on the flag patterns, I would highly advise that you can go back and have a look at the flag pattern. Seeing that, let's move on with the ascending triangle. So just to summarize, we have a horizontal resistance and we have a rising trend line. These two are the important components. The price should be rejecting from the resistance at least twice and from the rising trend line at least twice. Now if you can see, the price is clearly making a higher low, another higher low. So it's in the up move direction, and that's the reason we said it's a bullish pattern. Now let's see how to trade the ascending triangle. So let me get the long position because this ascending triangle is a bullish pattern. Let me take a long position. So we will enter on the retest here. And what will be the target? So let's take the price range here, and the target is always equal to the depth of the triangle. So in this case, this is the depth, and we take it from the resistance here. Okay, brilliant. So it comes exactly at this zone. I got it off the price range. Now what is a stop loss? Now stop loss is very important here, and we know stop loss is always important in any trading or any trade. So stop loss has to be placed below the trend line. Now people can, traders can argue saying that we can place it below, just here, below the resistance under the trend line. But for me, I always like to place it just under the last touch on the trend line, because this touch can also work as a support. So I'm going to be very conservative here and keep my stop loss just under the last touch of the trend line. So this is where my stop loss would be. In theory, if the trend line breaks in, you know the pattern will negate, so you should have a stop loss and come out of the trade. Now there are different things you can look at, when the pattern negates, how do you confirm the pattern negates, but I will be covering that in the coming videos. Let's focus on ascending triangle at the moment here. So this is going to be our trade here. So we have a price target equal to the depth of the triangle, and then we have stop loss just below the trend line and the last touch on the trend line. So this is how the ascending triangle will look like, and this is how we should be treating it. Now let's see on a live chart, you know, how the ascending triangle looks like, and if we follow our trading path here as we do here in this, in this session, how it will work out. And let's see on a live chart. So let me get rid of this. Let me use the eraser and get rid of this. Uh, okay, so let me go on the charts. So I have opened here charts of natural gas, which happens to be one of my favorite commodity. And I have, many people saying that, natural gas does not follow technical analysis, and, I've seen in different forums. But for me, natural gas follows technical analysis very well. At least I have seen, it works 90% of the time for me. So let's try and find a ascending triangle on this chart, and then we can take a trade. So let me see if I can see an ascending triangle. Okay, I can very well see it here straight away. So yeah. So let me draw the resistance first. Let us do one thing. Let me go in replay, and then I'm gonna. Okay. So as you can see, we have a. Let me just take the rectangle. See, you can see here is a resistance. Clearly, is a resistance zone. Okay, so you can clearly see this is a resistance zone. And then you can also see this is a rising trend line here. So let me just highlight it. You see a rising trend line. Okay. So before I draw the trend line, let's play the charts and let's see where the trend line goes actually. So let me start. Okay. So that seems to be the rising trend line. Okay, let me just get the trend line here. So as you can see, one touch. Okay, so you can see on the resistance, one touch. This is a false breakout, two touch, and then a breakout. Similarly, you can see on the rising trend line, one touch, two touch. So this qualifies for ascending triangle. Now let's put our long trade, and we will put it just here. Okay, and target will be the depth of the triangle. Let us take the price range tool, and our target will be that's our price target. So let me just get the trade here. Move this out. Okay. And our stop loss, as I said, for me it is always, just below the last bounce on the trend line. And you, as I said, this also acts as support. So you can clearly see this is support line. So let me just draw a horizontal line here just to mark as a support. So you can see clearly this is working as a support. You can see clearly this works as a support. Okay. You see the price, touching here and then, trying to break down again, goes up, touching here, taking support here, taking support here, and so on and so forth. So let's see, this is our ascending triangle. So at the moment we have entered in a long trade. The trade has not yet triggered. It will trigger on the retest. Always the important factor of a technical analysis, or I would say very key pillar of technical analysis, is a retest. So always enter on retest. So let's go back and start our back testing here. So not yet triggered. Yeah, so we have in the trade now here. Let us see what happens here. Okay, see, so okay, it's going as per our direction. Okay, there you go, we won the trade. So this is how the ascending triangle will work. Now let's see what happens next. So that's fine. So yeah, as you can see, it actually broke out from the resistance, then retested the resistance and then went up ahead. And then actually it, if you look at, most of the traders were looking at this trade. If you look at the depth of the triangle, it's actually just above the depth of the triangle, and then the prices, came down. The reason being, most of the traders would have exited the trade here, and then, because of the because the traders have exited their position, you can see a sharp down move here. But always follow your target and a stop loss, as I said in the previous videos as well. So this is what, this is what how a ascending triangle looks like, and this is what, we saw in the entire video, how to trade. So what is ascending triangle, how to trade ascending triangle. So that's it pretty much from my side. If you like this video, please share and subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.